now maybe this is just the baby boom was the last generation where this happened, but I don't think it was. It's impolite to point someone's grammatical error out to them in conversation.
Sure.
I think there's also a tendency to feel the same way in print. But if there's a nice anonymous way where you can feel that you're helping rather than embarrassing somebody,
that's really interesting. Yeah.
You know, then it's a different sort of thing. Then it's a kindness, not a neener.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
That's really a good point. And we're working on our some update. We're always working on the website. One of the things that we've talked about is letting people log in and create a user profile on the website, but letting them submit typos anonymously, so that we won't show who actually submitted it. But when they bring up their own page, they'll still have a record of the ones that they found.
Will you have the ability, if an author really wants to thank somebody, to be able to put, you know, yes, it's submitted anonymously, but if it really made a difference and the author really wants to be able to personally or with a nice note or whatever, contact that person, because you just saved me, you know, saved my life, and now I will not have the major libel suit that I was going to have. Will they have that ability?
Yeah, I think, well, right now what they can do is we encourage authors to also create a profile, and they could comment directly on the typo as an author. Or if they wanted something more private, they can send a private message directly to the user that submitted it. And so right now it's trying to get authors more engaged and more incorporated into the website too. So that's kind of our community, and of course the type A readers are the ones that are most active. And this is the group that we're really trying to find in type A users. They're more difficult to find also.
I have a suggestion for you. I think every copy editor in this room at some point or another has been told by either the slot or the next level up about this wonderful person who sends us clippings from the paper 3 or 4 times a month. Big envelopes.
That's good.
And every newsroom has one of those correspondents. Unfortunately, I've worked for the newsrooms where somebody really gets to like that person. So the person goes into the hospital, and we have to all sign a get well form. Even though we are so happy that we will be free of her.
We've actually had a user share a story with us and thanked us for having this website, who said that in the past they would Xerox copy pages out of a book and mail them to the publishers along with a letter. I don't know if they've ever had a letter, but again, that was a story we heard. It's kind of similar in terms of.
Yeah, I'm just thinking though, if you sort of put something out to the ACES website or something, if your newsroom has a person, could you send us that person's name, address, and telephone number? And we will be happy to allow that person to do this for books and magazines as well.
That's a great idea.
Excellent.
I like that.
So probably most copy desks have a person that bugs them like that.
Okay, I know there was definitely one in Riverside. She lives in Moreno Valley, California.
Okay.
And when I was at the Republic, I think there was one, but I can't remember that person. And there was one at the Daily Review in Hayward.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
But that one in the Daily Review in Hayward may be dead by now, because that was a long time ago.
So again, my engineer side here showing some more data. The biggest thing we noticed, what I want you to take away from this is this steeper curve is the number of typos over time. And all the other lines represent things like our member base, the number of comments, the number of books added to bookshelves. And what I really want to point out is that the number of typos that are on our website is increasing a lot faster than the number of users that show up. So in a social networking community like Facebook or Twitter, it's really number of users. For us, it's really getting the right users submitting lots of typos.
Yeah.
And so our business, I mean, when we look at the success of our business, we're looking at the rate at which we're getting typos submitted, not necessarily the user base. Yes?
I might have missed if you mentioned it, but could you clarify what the bookshelf constitutes?
Sure. So the bookshelf on our website is a place where, for example, on your profile, if you're reading a book, you can add it to your virtual bookshelf on the website. And so it shows up on your profile. If other people look at your profile, they see the books that are on your virtual bookshelf. So this could either be books that you've read, are planning to read, or already are reading currently. And then what we've done is measured the number of books overall on everybody's bookshelves, and also the ones that have typos associated with them as some of our metrics for measuring. Amy? Yeah, sorry.
In terms of the comments, is that second level comments or first level comments? Because I know when I submit something, if it's something that's going to be obvious, you know, like straight misspelling, fine. But if it's something that's not necessarily as clear, I'm going to submit a comment. But I guess I'm wondering whether tracking the first level of those, like, I guess, when it, like, is increasing the number significantly.
Right now, it's counting any comment, regardless of when it happens. It doesn't count the original submission, though.
Okay.
So it's only the subsequent comments associated with the first typo entry. And if there are any folks that really want to dig into the data, we can sit here for a couple hours too. I've got it all on the computer.
Yeah, we whittled down those charts, so.
Yeah. John made me whittle.
Oh.
Yes. That's because Stephanie Meyer's mother didn't know how to spell Stephanie. That's true.
So I grabbed this morning from our from the website. These are some statistics that we keep on a rolling basis. So at any point, I mean, we can just look to see what's going on. Now, a lot of this has to do with the current most active readers that we have, and a couple of our most active readers read a lot of Agatha Christie books. So of course they find a lot of typos in this. And I know I listed this as top publishers. Maybe it's the bottom publishers. It depends which way you look at it.
They're not pointing to British spellings as typos, are they?
No, we vet those out. I mean, those come out, and like we had, there was one about, I think there was a term that was used, and someone thought, they weren't sure if it was a typo, and they said, oh, this might be the British spelling, and someone came in and checked it and said, no, this is not, it's not British, it's just a mistake.
And that's that whole using the crowd to
I'm
validate
just
the
done.
information too.
I mean, those books have been around forever unless they're I mean, these are new reissues of Agatha Christie, and they're not catching the old typos.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's pretty amazing that I'm sure a lot of people have noticed the typos, but they've just never been corrected. Does anybody work for any of these publishers? Okay. So we're kind of running out of time here, but I'll try to move quickly through this. So the road ahead for us, what we're trying to do is really a couple of things, right? So we have our readers, our publishers and copy desks, and our authors. And what we're trying to do is two parts: increase the awareness and enhance the experience for the user. So on the increasing the awareness side, we talked about some of the promotion things that we're developing. Some good ideas came out in conversation here, so I thank everybody for that. And we're really trying to expand awareness of typos.com. And what we'd like to do, what we'd like to become, is the ultimate source on the internet for typos, right? So when somebody says, oh, I found a mistake in a book, the first thing that they think of is typos.com. Kind of like the way that Facebook and Twitter have evolved into something that's pretty standard. And even you look at Google, and it's the use of Google as a word or as an action now. We also had some ideas about different ways to incorporate into schools and contests. That was a good example. Spelling bees might be another area where we can get more involved. And also, as far as increasing awareness, we'd like to build the right partnerships with industry. We'd like to reach out and at least get feedback and information. And if we could ultimately provide a service that makes the industry better in general, that would be our ultimate goal. And so, as far as publishers, we've reached out to some publishers. I live